Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, guys, I want to talk about training on the state level as well as what we require our guys to do as well. Some security companies in other states, and we'll start at the state level. Some state laws or regulations require security to retrain every 2 years, and that's usually in northern states and other places. For here in Florida, guys, we have to do our requals with firearms training, and that is every single year. Every single year, we got to go retrain, and we have to have a specific score that we need to have to pass. It's a time training. Usually, it could be 50 rounds. That's usually the normal for most. We sometimes go above and beyond and do 100 rounds. Sometimes we requal with different things. So most guys, they don't have OSP, which is red dot, green dots on their slides. They just have your basic firearm and a holster. We have green dots, red dots, lights, things of that nature on our firearms because we work at dark. It's common sense, right? We need to be able to utilize that without having a flashlight in our hand. The flashlights that we do have on our vest or on our persons is when we're doing patrols and non-spotlight vehicles, unmarked vehicles like mine on my Tacoma. I use it to go around the perimeter and see if anybody's sleeping in their vehicles, doing illegal activity like drugs, or if there's any busted windows in vehicles. Other than that, I really don't use it. So once again, on the state level, once a year, time course, you got to have a specific score in order to pass. On Delta side of things, we go above and beyond. We don't just get our guys licensed and say, have at it. If you are not prior military, which all of our employees to this date are prior military, that means that me, my partner, and our employees, they are already trained in first aid for trauma. That means that they already have tactics. They already have that built into them from serving in the United States Army, Marine Corps, etc. All right. So for our guys right now, we haven't really had no issues because with training, because we're all trained up. We go to the range all the time. We have fun. You know what I mean? We try to get some of our guys to show up with us so we don't just do it by ourselves. And we go above and beyond on our state course as well. So on the state course, you stand there, they tell you when to shoot, you got specific instructions. There's no move, no shoot, no cover, drills, nothing of that nature. Our instructor will actually implement those things in our actual state training, right? He'll do the state training requirements by the Florida Department of Agriculture, but then we go above and beyond. Sorry guys, my phone's getting texts constantly, but we go above and beyond. We do situational awareness. We do drills with cover, concealment, the differences between those things. We do scenarios. If a guy's to your right with a shotgun, a guy to your left with a pistol, who do you take out first? Things of that nature. We go inside empty apartments on our sites to get familiar with the layouts of our apartments. We clear empty apartments because sometimes homeless people find their ways in there, kids doing drugs, partying, having sex. Those things are pretty common in apartments and bad neighborhoods. So we clear those areas, whether it be with a firearm, taser, etc. We get used to the layouts of where we're protecting. Going from there, taser training for the state of Florida, handcuffs, batons, things of that nature, pretty straightforward, right? We give additional information and training if need be, but most of the time that's pretty basic, guys. You know when to use it, you know how to use it, and that's it, right? Other than that, trauma first aid. Like I said before, we have all that training and experience from the military, tourniquets, things of that nature. Common sense guys will tell you that a tourniquet is only good for legs and arms, right? You're not going to put it around your neck because you'll choke yourself to death. You can't put it around your head, you can't put it around your body. Our vest covers us from that, God willing. Apart from that, there's obviously things like quick clot. There's chest bandages for instance, if you have a bullet that pierced through your lung, so that when you're aspirating, there's those bandages. Our guys know how to use those because, once again, we're prior military. Our guys know how to do trachs. Not many people know how to do that. I do. I went to med school. So I'm pretty good when it comes to needles, tourniquets, trauma, infection prevention, things of that nature. On top of my training from the Army during first aid and trauma training. What else do we got for you guys? We wear body cams, most people don't. That trains us mentally and at a personal level to always do what's right, to always be respectful, and to never exceed our authority as security. We're not police. We don't pretend to be. We know this. So our body cams keep our guys in check. It keeps us honest, and it keeps us from going outside our jurisdiction and our regulations. Other than that, some companies down here in Florida, they pull people over on private property for speeding, reckless driving, things of that nature. We do not currently implement those unless it's in a really bad place. And even then, we try not to, because when you have vehicles like that, those are points where things can go wrong very quick. So we observe and report on those things. Use video footage, body cam footage, recordings around the complex for surveillance, or even door camera footage. What else can I say to you guys that we do that's a little bit different than some? Well, I mean, pretty much all of it's different than most. Usually you get your license, you go work like a dog until you quit, right? Other than that, we make sure our guys' magazines are correctly in their vest or wherever they're keeping it on their persons. The bullets in the magazine facing a specific direction does matter. If your magazine is facing the wrong direction in a gunfight, when you pull it out, we train our guys to grab down with the index finger, rotate up, and then pit inside the actual firearm. Bullets will always face towards our center belly button if we're right-handed, vice versa if you're left-handed. So bullets should always face your belly button, no matter where you have it on your body. Other than that, guys, we do have OC training as well that we do, and that's just more for legal purposes. But that is what we do on our training. We'll actually run drills, practice outside in our yards, in places that we can actually go with obviously non-lethal firearms, airsoft, paintball, things of that nature. We go through scenario basis where we look at old cases and see what that individual security officer or police officer could have done better, or if they did everything right. We go through all those scenarios that we can possibly find online. We watch videos, and we have training on those videos as well. We actively clear our own homes, right? We take time to do that, and that brushes up on our skills, hugging the walls, going to corners, clearing bathrooms, showers, bedrooms, kitchens, garages, things of that nature. So our training never ends. Our learning never stops. We don't just drive around or sit around all day long, right? Even though when we're working, that's what it seems like we do. But we do a little bit more than that. We do things that people don't see. like I said, clearing apartments that we want to familiar ourselves with. Every apartment's pretty much the same looking, just different sides, things of that nature. So we get used to where we're working. So if God forbid we ever have to enter a home, on a call, or someone, that we're facing outside on the private property in the parking lot runs inside someone's apartment, that, they open the door to come out to go their car, they throw them out, run in the apartment and close the door and lock it, right? We also use flashbangs and things of that nature. Most of your security companies won't have that for you. We also have ones that do flash and gas for OC. Once again, a lot of companies won't utilize those things. No, we're not the police. No, we don't try to use it. It's only in a moment situation before police arrive. When police arrive, they take over the scene. Most of the time, before multiple officers arrive, we're instructed by dispatch to go ahead and assist the officer who arrives and have their six. And pretty much anywhere in the U.S., you can be deputized by a sworn-in officer, right? That means at that moment, you go from security to being a sworn-in officer of the law. That means you have all the same rights, rules, and everything that they go by, you go by. So if you guys do not know those things, I encourage you to talk to local police, look up local laws, look up constitutional law. That's a big one. If you guys don't know constitutional law, please look it up and learn it. But definitely talk to somebody and learn what their process is and the way they do things. Because when security is involved in any kind of firearm shooting, anything of that nature, any kind of protection situation, we're judged and go through the same investigations as a police officer. So know your rights, know the rules, know the laws, and go above and beyond. But that's it for this one, guys. If you have any questions, you have any other cool things that you think that we should implement in our training, things that you guys might do that that I haven't said on this video, please leave a comment down below. If this gave you some good ideas of things that maybe you want to start doing with your videos or company or training, definitely hit a like button and leave us a comment. But once again, guys, be safe, God bless, take care, and have a good night.